Hi, I'm Mark Mancini with VRBO Outstanding and Vacation Home Mastery. This week's episode, we're going to go in more detail regarding your cleaners, so stay tuned. Welcome back. So we talked about cleaners in a previous episode, the 2 secrets for getting 5-star reviews and more guests in your booking. We're going to go into a little bit more detail because a bunch of you had questions with cleaners, how I found mine, what we charge, and really how to manage cleaners. So this is probably the most important episode because, as you know, to get that 5-star review each and every week, the place has to become spotless, okay? When they come into the place, there can't be anything that was missed, okay? The garbage, little pieces of hair, or soap scum, whatever, okay? Everything has to be perfect. Your cleaners must understand this. You get one chance to make that first impression, so you gotta make it good, okay? It's like going for a job interview. You can never take back that first step into that vacation house. So, these are my secrets I'm giving you for free with cleaners. It's going to help you a ton. And don't forget, we're going to talk about this later in the episode, our Vacation Home Mastery course. It's only $97, money back guarantee, 12 steps to get you more money and more bookings. One of the things we talk about is cleaners, okay? Now, there's an adage I learned early on because I've been hiring and firing people for over 2 decades, okay, as part of my job. And one thing I learned is the best advice: hire slow, fire fast. Just remember that mantra, okay? And this goes with everything where you hire people, alrighty? So the meaning behind that is this: as soon as they do a bad job, you can't let it affect the rest of your business and kind of mutate and affect other things. You have to nip it in the bud right away, okay? So that's the firing fast. You can't give them a second chance or a third chance, or maybe it won't happen next time, or rely on hopium, okay? Nip it in the bud, get rid of it, okay? The hire slow means you want to make sure you go through your due diligence, okay? You go ahead and interview a bunch of people and hire the correct person for the job. Communication is one of the most important things, okay? So you have to make sure you can communicate well with your cleaners. Is there a language barrier? Are they okay with text and emails, okay? That's important. What is their best and preferred way to communicate, to get back information to you about what they find, as well as when you need them to go and if there's anything you need them to do and touch up, okay? So how did I find my cleaners? Now, I'm gonna tell you a couple stories because we've gone through a couple in South Carolina and in Florida. And in South Carolina, we used a company and they would send a different person every week. If you're in that situation, hire slow, fire fast. Get a new company. You want the same cleaners coming every single week. They need to know what the place looks like, what it's supposed to look like when they're done. Notice if anything's missing or broken, so you want the same crew. So when I had my first rental in South Carolina, I had issues with the cleaning staff. So I found one that said she'd be interested in doing this as a steady thing every Saturday, because we had Saturday turnovers from spring till fall. And I had the one team that was there every single week. Okay, huge. And they've been great the whole time I've had them. Now, in Florida, we started with a company that was referred to us, and we went with a recommendation because we didn't know anybody in the Florida Keys. And this crew was not good, okay? So after the first complaint that I got, I decided to employ a tactic that many of you may or may not use, okay? What you want to find is another vacation rental or short-term rental in your area, all right? Book a night there, all right? You may have to do this at a couple places. Go to the place and see how the cleaning looks, all right? If the cleaning looks spectacular, great. If the cleaning is subpar, then you don't even have to stay the night. You can just chalk it up to, giving up a couple $100 to stay a place for a night. Now, if the place you stayed at did a great job cleaning and you want to hire them, have a late checkout, okay? Where the cleaners come when you're supposed to be out and apologize for being there longer. And then find the cleaning company's name and just say, hey, you know, I've got a friend of mine who's got a place around here. Could I get your card and hand it to him for your cleaning services? So that's kind of what we did. We were house shopping for a second house in the Keys. We looked at a couple homes, and the one we looked at, they had white sofas and white sofa covers. I'm like, who puts white sofas in a vacation rental? So the rest of the place was totally immaculate as well. It just looked gorgeous, okay? It was clean like it was brand new. So I ran out because I saw the cleaning crew going into the van, and I took a picture of the back of their shirts and reached out to them to go ahead and do our vacation rental where I was about to fire that person. So as soon as I hired them, boom, I fired the other person, brought them in that same week. I didn't waste time, okay? I already saw their work. I knew what I was getting, all right? Now, it just so happened when I took a picture of their back of their shirt, it was the wife of the husband who does our landscaping. It's the same name of the company. So I didn't realize this. I think he mentioned it when I first bought the property, but it came in one ear, out the other. And lo and behold, we now have the husband and wife doing both. Great landscaper, the husband, great cleaner, the wife, and their teams and their crew of people do a great job, okay? I now get 5-star reviews. We've only gotten 5-star reviews on all of our properties in the Keys as a result in a couple of years now, which is great. And they clean everything. And one of the things I have them do is once a month, we have split AC units. Once a month, they go ahead and they wash off the filter and they put it back for me. Now, once a year, we talked about in another episode how you should replace the batteries of your smoke detector and all of your remote controls of your TVs. We do that ourselves, but it is also something you can have your cleaners do as well. Now, if you have OwnerRez, there's an iCal link where you can get the master link of all your VRBO AirBNB direct bookings right in that one iCal link from OwnerRez. Otherwise, if you don't have a PMS system and you're attached to multiple systems, the cleaner's going to have a hard time. You're going to have to probably verbally give them or text them a list of dates when you need the cleaning, okay? Now, another thing too, I strongly suggest is have your cleaners clean the day of checkout. Don't wait a couple days or a week. You want them to assess any damage right away in case you need to hold on their deposit, which you're supposed to be giving back in a couple days. So make sure the houses are cleaned within 24 hours of guest departure. And people often ask, Mark, what do you charge for a cleaning? Well, technically, I don't charge anything. My cleaners charge me a fee, and I pass that fee onto the guest. Now I round it to the nearest amount. So if they charge me $375 for a house, I just charge $400, okay? I don't see a need to really upcharge them a whole lot. Also, I don't see a need to discount it or waive a cleaning fee and embed it into the nightly rate. I don't think that helps you out at all. Plus, by having it separate, at the end of the year, when you go through your reports and you analyze your income, it's great to have it line itemed out so you see exactly what it's costing you. And then if they raise their rates, you can raise those rates as well, okay? Now, the cleaners, these are your lifeblood, and you need to make sure that they text you photos of any issues that come up. Maybe someone left something or they damaged something. Make sure that they go ahead and take pictures and send it to you as soon as possible. So your turnover days, you should be available on your phone in case you have to make any executive decisions. So that's why I've changed my schedule on Saturdays a little bit. So if something comes up, I can have them, address it, or I can make the appropriate phone call to the person to address it. And remember, I talked about that course earlier in this episode, vacationhomemastery.com. I was going to charge $300, $299 for this course. I dropped it down to $97. I've got 12 steps. It's a quick couple-hour course, but these 12 steps will get you more money. They will get you more bookings or your money back, okay? Some of the ideas are kind of simple and some aren't, but people just don't see it. The most important part of those 12 steps that are in that mini course is how to write your listing properly, descriptive, and grab all those bookings. I even show you 2 of my competitors, what theirs look like compared to mine, and how I would rewrite theirs to better compete with mine. So we've got a whole lot of great information in there. In fact, we had someone just last week reached out to me and thanked me profusely, and they referred another vacation rental owner to me for the course because they loved it. They thought it was very informative, and they brought their friend in there to went ahead and purchase the course. So this episode, we talked about cleaners. Again, hire slow, fire fast. Make sure if there's any complaints, you address them. Now, I'm not saying don't give your cleaners a second chance, but make sure that they're doing a good job. And occasionally, maybe if you can, go in after them and just see their work. Make sure they're spending the time. Actually both of our houses, one's 1,850 square feet. The other one is 2 buildings that are around 1,000, 1,100 square feet. And they send anywhere from 2 to 4 people there. And it takes them anywhere from 3 to 4.5 hours to clean the house properly. And again, they clean the grills. They hose down the outdoor furniture. They clean off the outdoor furniture. They clean off everything on the outside. They organize the outside. They get the chase lounges so they're all facing the right direction. And in our other home, again, it's so meticulous. They clean everything. They leave all the throw blankets on top of the beds in a nice decorative pattern. They stack the Keurig K-cups that we provide a handful of them for guests on top of the Keurig for them real nice. They put our gifts with our thank you note on display for them. And I'll tell you, they just really set the tone for when that guest walks in. So when we send that first email when they check in, which we always do the night of check-in, we talk about that in my course at VRBOOutstanding.com, when they check in, they get that message. We want to make sure everything is perfect. If anything is amiss, please let us know as soon as possible so that we can correct it. Please enjoy your 5-star stay at our vacation rental. It's been a great week. We're going to see you again next week, but don't forget, right below, hit like and subscribe, comment, ask questions, and don't forget vacationhomemastery.com and VRBOOutstanding.com for the 2 best courses to get you hosting the 100%. See you next week.